Whoopi then proceeds to make all of this immediately about race. Because of course, that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do to discredit someone who's speaking the truth.
Years ago, they used to come after women of color and accuse women of color of doing this very thing. Wow. And that's why they continue to cut all these programs and erase all these things.
Childcare programs?
Childcare name it. Name it. And now, had I known that it turns out we are all just one group of women. We're just one group. I mean, because what is she, what?
I'm gonna make that my ringtone now. What? What is she? What? That's so good. God, can you imagine living with this much anger in your life?
My ultimate beef with this is that it wraps a woman's worth up in her ovaries.
Bottom line, if you're not paying my bills, you don't get to tell me what I do with my uterus. I think it's just really reckless to be suggesting that people should have children when you now know in this country there's this affordability crisis, and for a two-person household, a married household, you need over $400,000 for childcare. Over $400,000. Most people don't make over $400,000. So she's advocating for people to be born into poverty, people not being able to feed those children, people not being able to educate those children, and people not being able to house those children.
So you heard it.
Yes, Sonnet Austin is being called out on social media after saying this. It is reckless to have children. When you look through all media space, everybody is talking about this clip. Before we go into the full analysis, take a look at what this guy had to say on Fox News.
If you're not encouraging your children to grow up and have the courage to get married and have kids, more kids than they can afford before they think they're ready, it is high time to start. It is these choices, like deleting our dating apps and quitting birth control pills and saying I do at the altar, that ultimately trickle down into the political policies that we will see save our country.
Okay. It's also news to me, by the way, Whoopi, that we are indeed one group as women, presumably characterized by our ability to have children. So, can we all agree that women indeed have a uterus now? Interesting. Women don't have penises? Interesting. Didn't know we were all one group of women on the planet these days, but you know. Of course, the immediate thing that this woman has to do, that must be done, is to set me up as some kind of racist or white supremacist for having the audacity to tell women they should want to have children. A sentiment, by the way, that has now been echoed across comment sections all over social media, that the only reason I am encouraging people to have kids is because I am white and I am wanting to preserve the white race.
Yes, yesterday, Whoopi Goldberg attempted to smear Isabel Brown. If you have been following this channel, you realize I posted a video about this. Everyone blew up on social media. A lot of people did not see this to be okay. At some point, some people started asking me, when did this start? At Turning Point USA, Isabel Brown had conversations where she actually said some important issues concerning family. The View did not like that. They immediately went after her. She came back to respond to them in a very good way. If you watch through this video, you can clearly see her response was straight and direct. I understand the View will always struggle to twist this, and we always turn everything into a race-related topic. This was something that I didn't see race involving into it, but Whoopi Goldberg decided to do that. She did not talk about race.
Here's one from Soph Wiz. White women and the fear of the white race disappearing is the reason for that message. I can't. To my understanding, though, what Whoopi is really trying to say is that allegedly everyone who's a conservative has historically been mad that black women are being accused of abusing the welfare state by having like 10 women with 10 different baby daddies. Clearly, she's not listening to what I actually said just mere seconds before she completely short-circuited going, what? What? Where I said, get married and have children. But while we're splitting hairs about targeting specific racial groups to have children or to not have children, to want to have kids, or whether that's evil, Whoopi Goldberg is an ardent, unapologetic supporter of the abortion industry and has made that abundantly clear, sparring with anyone who remotely disagrees with her on the subject on the set of The View. Most recently, I believe, with Nancy Mace, basically saying, like, it is insane as a woman if you are not unapologetically pro-abortion for any circumstances whatsoever. Amazingly, this is the same abortion industry that is fueled by Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger, who has always intentionally been about targeting Black people and who anyone who Margaret Sanger deemed to be less desirable, who needed to be exterminated from the face of the planet. Margaret Sanger was literally quoted on the record saying, "We don't want the word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro," to send scientists to come study at the foot of this known eugenicist, Margaret Sanger. If anyone is encouraging Black people to not have children, it is the abortion industry.
The day after they decry conservative activist Isabel Brown for encouraging women to get married and have kids, The View now cheers on families with Democrat Emmanuel. They cheer, they're happy, right? You see the hypocrisy here, right?
I need her, so don't worry about it.
As a new mom, and someone who's always thank you, as someone who has always been sort of obsessed with your family, your parents made some pretty impressive kids. Even more impressive to me than your achievements is the fact that you and your siblings have followed their dreams.
This is actually insane. If you are a woman and want to be depressed, watch The View. That is a simple truth. If you take a look at these graphs, young liberal women are subsequently more mentally unaware than any other demographic because they have listened to women like this. Over 50% of liberal women between the ages of 18 and 29 have been diagnosed with mental condition. Because of this kind of people, someone immediately responded, "Speaking of reckless, this is coming from a woman who left her child in a hot car. They will always contradict you." At some point, Whoopi claims this is what they used to accuse women of color of doing. I don't know. I don't want to go into that. It is obvious to me that The View will obviously do this.
That we need to teach our kids to have the courage to get married. If your marriage requires courage, I have a lot of questions about your husband. We need to tell this woman about LegalZoom and how easy it is to get out of it.
Do remember, these are the same people that support Donald Trump.
But I mean, look,
and does take really reckless to be suggesting that people should have children when you now know in this country there's this affordability crisis, and for a two-person household, a married household, you need over $400,000 for childcare. Over $400,000. Most people don't make over $400,000. So she's advocating for people to be born into poverty, people not being able to feed those children, people not being able to educate those children, and people not being able to house those children at the same time when this government is cutting all of the services that would allow people to have families and big families.
And let's not forget
$400,000.
It's a giant, it looks like a giant penis.
Oh, yeah.
I want to appreciate people sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
It's important for us to show up in New York Kings in Austin, Texas. I want to show you.
What is this? My 600-pound?
Yeah. And
that Trump laid in the State of the Union address.
To get here. Trump! Go Trump! Hey, Murphy, you're a scumbag. Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. Philip.
He utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
Just so
and did not shake her hand there.
Here's the video. He shook everyone's hand. Everyone. Here's the Chief Justice. All of them got their hands shaken. To the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in stop 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes.
Rather than illegal on either of those two, I think they took his bait.
Can take away from the joyous moment as all Americans. And why are they putting a medal?
Well, he's already under scrutiny for 1,000 reasons. Carol Patel posted this on X.
Job. I get suspicious when any does apply.
Person's home, it's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
The country's in such emotional turmoil.
And Republicans on both sides, you're
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hegel.
Day we wake up.
Like, to do a flyby, I mean, that's